Hello, Patty. How you doing tonight? Happy Saturday evening to you. Can you hear me okay? Hello, Angie Marie. Hope you're having a great night. Guys, let me know if you can hear me okay. Broken Halo, welcome. Can you guys hear me? Is that a yes, you can hear me? Tej, my dear, my lovely Tej, what an immense part of my life you've become. Okay, excellent. Excellent. I'm monitoring the live stream here on the YouTube live stream dashboard, and the lag is immense. It's got to be a minute plus. And it says error, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So let me know how the quality is, guys. Let me see if I can do that, Angie. Huh. I think other than talking more directly into the mic, there's not much I can do about it. I have the microphone turned up in OBS as high as it will go. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry if you're having difficulty hearing me. I was gonna make a joke and yell into the mic, but that would be bad news for those of you wearing headphones. Assuming any of you are wearing headphones, that would just be rude anyway. Lady Lazarus says woof. She doesn't say much other than woof. I mean, I even ask her how's it going. Hey, what's going on? How's it been? Holding the fort down? Woof. She's a one-note character. What can I say? Tej says there's no buffering at all. Okay, well, YouTube, what the hell are you on about? Don't the British say that? What are you on about? Wanka? Tosser? Piss off, you tosser. Sorry, Tej. I'm sure you're epic eye rolling right now. What a long week it has been. Looking forward to just hanging out with you guys and enjoying some good conversation and chilling the hell out, because this week has been pretty intense for me. Broken Halo good as well. Just celebrated my niece's 6th birthday. Oh, how cool. 6th birthday. That's a fun birthday. They're still at the, that it's the age where it's okay to start getting them toys that aren't necessarily Play School and Fisher Price. The fun toys that we adults like playing with just as much as the kids. Such a great age. Hearing about, oh, what, 5, 6 years or so That's going to change. Enjoy it while you can. I'm not, I mean, all things considered, aside from the fact that I don't think I would have been a very good, responsible father, um, I for sure would have had major issues when my little princess started growing up and catching the eyes of boys, assuming she wasn't an ugly duckling, which I would almost hope for. Because I could see myself being a murderous lunatic to protect my little princess. Because I know how we guys are. And I am a male pig, always have been. I know how we are. Anyway, whatever. I get off on these tangents. I'm sorry, guys. I am doing fantastic tonight. Just enjoying being mellow. I'm enjoying having my volume brought down a peg or two and just chilling. Just chilling. Yeah. It's time to chill. I've been going super intense, uh, fucking fanatical all week, and I got up this evening and immediately, just force of habit, my brain kicks over into work mode, and I realize, wait, I don't have much going on tonight. I've got the live stream, but other than that, as far as like orders of business, um, it's pretty. It's otherwise a pretty mellow night for me. Your night is my day, uh, and that was just so uncomfortable to have that mental click over into work business kick ass mode, you know, fucking home in on your prey, chase it down and kill it. Uh, I don't like not having that kind of. I don't like not having control over my thinking and my mood and my overall uh, vibe. To just automatically click over into work mode like that is not really very comfortable. And it kind of pissed me off for a second. I was like, damn it. Tonight is my relax. This is my relax day. I don't have to do that. I can chill out a bit and, figuratively speaking, grab a glass of tea and sit on the porch and, you know, yell at the kids to get off my lawn. I can bring it down a peg or two and just relax and chill. Anyway, whatever. You ever do that? You like I'm sure you wake up one morning and it's your day off and you start getting ready for work because you're in that mode and it's so deeply ingrained that you do it by rote. You do it unconsciously without thinking, and you're getting your socks on and whatever, beating the kids, whatever it is you do, and oh, son of a bitch, I'm off today. It was kind of like that. Anyway, whatever. First world problems, right? Some people are digging in the dumpster for a peach pit, uh, and I'm pissing and moaning about. Oh, jeez. There may be no hope for me. Let's see what the commentary is and such. Anyway, congrats on your niece's birthday. That's super cool. Kids' birthday parties are, I don't know, in my opinion, they're super fun. Um, they can be a little sad and melancholy, but because you think back to when you were a kid. Fortunately for me, I don't really have that problem. I would not relive my childhood for. There's nothing. There's no enticement I can think of that would cause me to relive my childhood. I mean, if some cosmic being said, Rosie's life or your childhood, what's it gonna be? I I would obviously I would relive my childhood. I would do just about anything to save somebody that I love. But yeah, um, I don't know where that weird analogy came from. I'm just randomly churning butter up here, guys. I have thoughts, I think them, I say them. And mind is a strange thing, especially mine. We do say that, says Teach. Oh, okay, cool. I don't know if the vibe is exactly the same with British insults as it is in the United States, but in my line of work, I often find myself calling a person a jerk off, which is essentially I'm just referring to that person as about the most incompetent example of whatever it is that you could imagine. You know that it's just it's a pretty crushing, withering insult. You're just saying that that person has no good practical use. You know, they're useless and incompetent. And I wonder if it's kind of the same way when you refer to somebody as a tosser. It just amuses me. I'm amused by the simplest nonsensical things. I have injured my foot and I have no idea how I did it, says Patty. Time to go to the doctor, my dear. Nagging injuries and and pain. Yeah. Um, what a I don't know. I guess it's just one of the many outrages of life that I think all living creatures have to deal with at some point. Teach says, I am epic eye rolling. I believe it. You okay, sir? You need anything? Comfy blanket, chocolate? Says Tommy. Um, I've got plenty of comfy blankets, although I use this room as an office more often than as a sleeping room. But yes, and one blanket is blue and the other is lavender. So I'm good on comfy blankets and chocolate. Um, wow, oddly I don't have the craving. Give it a few minutes. Tammy Biddle, today is my 40th birthday. Hope you're doing well. Tammy, that's awesome. I have an opinion about birthdays that uh, to the extent that it's possible, I like the idea of taking that day and making it entirely about you, gathering up all of the friends and family who are willing to be a part of it and just celebrate life, celebrate being alive, and just indulge, celebrate. It's arbitrary, yeah, you know, the earth made it one more trip around the sun and you with it, but I don't think there's any harm in taking one day a year and cutting loose, declenching, de stressing, turn off the freaking news, and just have fun. Eat whatever it is you want to eat, drink whatever it is you want to drink, obviously within reason, and just enjoy being alive. But happy birthday, Tammy, and we sure do appreciate you in the I Bleed Mercury Coven. You are a wonderful, beautiful soul. Mark Eubanks, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you tonight. Hope you're having a fantastic weekend. Teach, haha, I don't hear many people say tosser anymore. Wanker, though, sometimes. That's so funny. Yeah, I use the American equivalent all the time. I mean, daily. because in both my job and my career, I drive a lot, and I deal with a lot of people that are trying on my patience. But I'm honestly much more even tempered than I was in my youth. I still have a lot of room for improvement, but whether it's a lunatic drug addict or even worse, the the people who I have the most difficult time with when it comes to keeping my cool are otherwise intelligent people. But like, let's say this guy thinks that his house is worth $20,000 more than it really is. I mean, wow. Being a effective communicator and being able to communicate thoughts and ideas to another person, especially when they may not necessarily be open to those ideas, is a remarkable skill. And people think that I have great communication skills. Really, I don't. You know, having a having a 25-cent vocabulary really doesn't mean shit when it comes down to communicating with human beings. Uh, I think those are two different things entirely. My communication skills need a lot of work because I have two speeds, uh, courteous and amicable, and son of a bitch, I'm going to tear your throat out. And that doesn't really get things done. Stream of consciousness is a thing. I guess that's what I'm doing tonight. Stream of consciousness. Flapping my yap. Rocking the mic. Wait, deal. Your favorite colors are blue and lavender. You never mentioned it? No, I guess not, actually. But yeah, there you go. My favorite colors are blue and lavender. And purple and pink are high up there. I'm not really a fan of pastels. I like vivid colors. Uh, but, to each their own. Who knows the mysteries of why one brain is activated by one thing and another person looks at it and says, I know, Teach. Well, I thought it was time to reveal a little bit of personal information about me, like my favorite colors. Was thinking this weekend, here we are in the weekend, maybe, maybe I'll get a chance tomorrow or Monday to test out game streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Because I do have several games from Steam downloaded. Let's see. I don't recall all of the ones that I have. So I don't really get a chance to play video games, and it's something that I haven't done in many years. Resident Evil 4, some kind of sci-fi point and click, a racer that's kind of like Wipeout, Some of you may not be gamers and be familiar with these. Some of you might. Cyberpunk 2077, which I played probably a half hour of. Retro Wave, which is literally like a synthwave racer, and the scenery never changes. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen. Vampire Mechanic Simulator, that sounds exciting. But I'm a car guy, a bit of a car guy, so I would be interested in that, but I think for live streaming that would be very boring. Deus Ex Mankind Divided, Star Citizen, which I don't know. The game's not done. It's not complete yet. 10 plus years in development. It's not finished, and it's fairly buggy. And then let's see what else. I guess that's it. Anyway, whatever. Should probably do some kind of poll and see what games, those of you who are gamers, which ones you would like to see. Hello, Anna. Good evening. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Tommy, I have a very low BS meter. I do too, and I don't count it as a mark of emotional maturity to not have control over my emotions. And when I started taking that to heart and started practicing patience, I've improved. I've gotten better, and I have greater control over my emotional responses these days than I ever have in my life. But I still need a lot of work on my way to achieve Zen, which is okayness with the universe. Patty says, DL, do you like Mortal Kombat? So initially when the series came out, yeah, I was a huge fan. The first three I played the hell out of, particularly Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which was great because for the time, it had just about all of the characters that had ever been featured in the series up to that point. And I think probably my favorite was Smoke. That's funny, I still remember that. Damn, that was a grip of minutes ago. Smoke. See, he had the fatality where he'd blow up the world, which was nice. Shiva, who I thought, yeah, if Shiva was real, I would kneel and worship her for the rest of my days. And then Shang Tsung. And I got to where I could win a fight as Shang Tsung and transform into any other character and do their fatality. Anyway, yes, I did play a lot of Mortal Kombat, and then the only one after Mortal Kombat 3 slash trilogy that I played was Deception, Mortal Kombat Deception, and I played that for the original Xbox. It was probably around 2006 or 7 or so, and I did complete that game, and that was okay, but the controls weren't great. For instance, if you would press up on the left stick, sometimes your character might jump, sometimes they might move further into the background. So that, yeah, I wasn't super crazy about that game, but I have not played any of the others. DL, check Facebook really quick, please. Bear with me, guys and gals, or whatever you are. Hmm. Let me know if that's better. That's kind of strange. It's an issue with OBS, I think. Apparently, some of my desktop was showing. I don't want you guys to see my super secret conspiracy shit. I'm actually in communication with aliens. You know, it's funny that there's, to my knowledge, there's never been any kind of crossover between uh, alien and UFO mythology and vampire mythology. I mean, you've got to imagine that two intelligent species would have crossed paths at some point. You know, why has nobody asked Lestat about UFOs? Certainly he might know something. He's been around long enough. He could probably infiltrate NORAD or Area 51. Anyway, there's a little hint there regarding the fictional universe that I Bleed Mercury is creating in our lyrics, and the book that I did the reading for recently that you guys seem to really enjoy, which was cool. Tammy says, I've been playing Final Fantasy VII Remake. You know, I have never played any of the Final Fantasy games. In the 80s, geez, it was the early 80s when I first remember seeing the anime style of art. I thought it was extremely cool up until the late 80s, and it was just so it just homogenizes everything. It makes everything look the same to me. So I've not really ever been a fan of JRPGs, and um, I don't know. Maybe I'm missing out. Everybody says particularly about Final Fantasy VII that it is amazing. I'm not a fan of cartoony art styles, but from what I understand, the remake is a little more. It's not as cartoonish in its presentation. Maybe it's worth a shot, though. Hey, um, maybe it's time to step outside my comfort zone. I'm into World of Warships and Mech Warrior Online. Very cool. I used to play Twisted Metal and Hexen, says Tommy. Wow. Okay, so that's very cool. Mech Warrior. So I only played one Mech Warrior game way back in the day. It was Mech Warrior 3, and loved the hell out of that game. I only played it on the Sega Saturn, sadly. Not the PC like I should have, but you know, you make do with what you can do. And I have been recently thinking about getting the Battletech and MechWarrior 5 on Steam. Hexen, I think I played that on the Saturn. Twisted Metal, I really wanted to get into Twisted Metal, but the controls were very weird to me. And Dr. Mario and Tetris. Played a little bit of Tetris. Spide says, hey all, I'm in transit, so I'm mostly just listening, but we'll jump into the comments when I make it home. I'll jump into the comments when your mom makes it home. Ow! Gotcha. Gotcha, Spides. Hello, Madison. Hope you're having a great night. The lovely Onyx. Spides, what's up, my dude? How are you tonight? Oops. I scroll too fast. Hello, Annie, my dear. Hope you're having a great weekend. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you, Tej. I do appreciate that. Looking out for me on the desktop thing is what I mean. So sorry I didn't get to stay long yesterday. I was really sad about it, Samantha. Oh, no worries. No worries. We're here twice a week. So, well, live streaming twice a week. Once on YouTube. Fridays on TikTok, Saturday on YouTube. Just go on Wattpad. I'm sure there is. I don't get it. I'm sorry, my dear. Got dumb Wayne. Dumb Wayne. Echo the Dolphin was my go-to video game. What a ridiculously difficult game that is. I don't understand. I mean, I am fairly sharp. But for those who picked up that game, understood it, and beat it, their thinking is on an alien level. That game it made itself as obscure and inscrutable as a rock. I hear cocaine is good for a headache. Oh, Scheisen, Randy, you went to the car show. Damn it. There's been a couple of now that I made a mental note that I didn't want to miss, and I missed them. Son of a bitch. That sucks. Not that I would have been able to make it anyway. I don't just pretend, guys. I really do live the vampire shift. I am awake and up and at it when the world is, well, not when the world is sleeping, but definitely when the sun is down. and I take my rest when the sun comes up, which sucks because there's so much I miss out on. She says, I don't think I ever got Echo back to her pod. You know, and I think it's just been within the last couple of months, for some reason, the the video of the last stage showed up in my feed. So I watched it. And it just really confirms and underlines what I just said, that the game intentionally makes itself as inscrutable and unfathomable, that it was like that was the prime directive, you know. Because the game is essentially, generally, here you are at point A and you need to get to point B. You've got 2 points, you got to get from one to the next. And good game design is not just the window dressing of graphics and fun gameplay, but being able to subtly, without giving the game away, impart clues and and guidance to the player so that they can figure out what they need to do. That game, I don't think they did that at all. I think anybody who's played Echo the Dolphin knows what I'm talking about. Um, I just cannot understand the people that were able to pick that up, play it, and beat it. Their thought process is on a whole other level, because that game it doesn't give you clues or hints in a way that relate to what you're supposed to do. This was the Rat Fink reunion in Manti. Oh, okay. Totally cool, and Elias had a great time. Yeah, that is very cool. So like rat rods and stuff. Do you know who I think is an alien? Eminem. The way he bends words and uses words. OMG, his song Marsh addresses this issue. I am generally not a fan at all of the majority of hip hop. However, there are a few rappers, and I never liked the term hip hop. I was there in the very beginning for literally the beginning of rap music, and I thought it was an amazing art form. And when in the late 80s the term hip hop really started to be the term that people used to describe the music, was when I really started pulling back from it. I was about rappers, artists, wordsmiths who could put words together in a clever, funny, compelling fashion that told a story that made you laugh, or maybe it made you angry. So I was really into rappers like EPMD, Big Daddy Kane, a not well enough recognized West Coast rapper who went by the handle King T, DOC, who unfortunately got in a car accident and fucked his voice up and his career, but his album is a monster. You know, NWA, all those guys. Run DMC, I was a huge Run DMC fan. LL Cool J's early stuff before he sold out. And a lot of this stuff was just angry young men yelling into a microphone. And it was really the same reason that I loved metal music, still obviously do. But it started becoming just so much bullshit. Hip hop did, as it started going mainstream and earning billions and trillions and gazillions of dollars. This loked out, smoothed out, pimped out lifestyle, man, I wasn't and ain't never been about that shit. Um, However, there in modern time, let's call it post 1990, there are some exceptions. There's guys who were actually legitimate rappers and not hip hop artists, attempting to. They're not. I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between a hip hop artist and a rapper. A rapper has a very specifically defined skill set of being a storyteller and a wordsmith. And those are guys like Obi Trice, Biggie, obviously, Tupac. Um, Again, post 1990, which is to me modern times. And definitely Eminem is, The Game is another one. Eminem is, I mean, to my knowledge, I have not actively listened to rap music in many years. So there may be somebody out there. Well, actually, there is somebody out there who can compete with Eminem, but Eminem is, for all intents and purposes, as far as my limited experience goes, at the top of the heap. I just have not heard almost anyone as good as him. Now, I said that there's one other guy that I know of who I think could compete, and that would be Hopsin. Hopsin is fucking amazing. And if you guys don't know who Hopsin is, Hopsin, Hopsin, you can spend hours on YouTube just basking in the glory of his immense wordsmithery. The man is freaking amazing, and in my opinion, he's every bit as skilled as Eminem. Anyway, boy, that turned into quite a chunk of words. But yeah, Eminem's skills are just absolutely ridiculous. What was that album of his? I owned at one point. It's an older, well, for most of you, an older album. Um, Geez, the early 2000s is like a few months ago to me. It's got White America on it, and just some amazing songs. But that line, man, where he says, "Until I met Dre, the only one who looked past, gave me a chance, and I lit a fire up under his ass." Like, son of a bitch, this boy on fire. Definitely not a guy who you'd want to be in a rap battle with. Because he'd hand your ass to your partner. It was meant for kids too. It was awful. Oh, that sucks. Princess Nico, good evening, sire, and to all that is here. Got some bad news. Uh, we don't want bad news. Good vibes only. Share it privately with a friend. I love and adore you, Princess Vampire Nico, but um, yeah, know your audience and timing. Yeah, timing is the all important element of any joke that will make the difference between your audience laughing or your audience going like this. So, timing and tact and knowing your audience is a good thing. But I I know you're in the I Bleed Mercury Coven, and we've got plenty of friends in there who I think would be willing to chat with you if you need a shoulder to cry on. I'm certainly not saying that um, everybody's going to have a bad day. Sometimes tragedy is going to happen. But let's keep the live stream upbeat, shall we? Yep, rat rods all over. Look up Rat Fink when you get a second. The art is crazy. Randy, I'm very familiar with it actually, and the man, and in fact, a close relative of mine, the closest relative of mine, is was friends with him. Obviously, he's passed on some years now, and is friends with his wife as well. Hi, Spider. That's cool. That's so cute, Randy. He is such a cute little bugger. I'm not just saying that either. I'm not just stroking your ego because, he's your kid. And I suppose that's the. How does a parent ever really know if their kid's ugly? They don't. Because in the psychosis, in the delusion that descends into the mind of a parent and never goes away once they have a kid. My kid's the best. My kid's handsome. We're beautiful. My kid, etc., etc., etc. That delusion never goes away. So I don't think I think most parents suffer from that delusion and could never be convinced otherwise. Whatever. But that little guy is criminally cute. It should be a crime to be that cute. I'll see the pictures you post. I'm just like, oh, that cute little guy. I want to go play Tonka trucks with this cute little guy. Look at him. Look at him and all of his ridiculous cuteness. It's an outrage, I tell you. I won't stand for it. Yeah, he is a cutie. No joke. Totally not just telling you what you want to hear. I'm not talking much, but I am here making my daughter chocolate chip pancakes as it's breakfast time here at 10 a.m. That is amazing. Rosie and I were doing that for quite some time. I don't know why we stopped. Yeah. We've got hundreds, maybe at this point thousands, of pictures of our exploits together that I have never shared on social media, or they're just our little private photo diary of our journey together. Teej, what a jerk for leaving. I love you, Teej. Actually, I can't lie. I love all you guys. You ever heard Dave from Boy in a Band rap? Don't stay in school. 100% recommend it. No, I have not, but I will check that out. Isa says Hobson is amazing. Hobson is absolutely amazing. Oh, Vampire Nico, you needn't lurk. Just want to keep the vibe here upbeat and festive. I have unfortunate things that have developed just this week that like extremely unfortunate, like profoundly sucky, but I'm not sharing them here because yeah, that's not cool. I'll be okay, and those knots are going to work themselves out, and I don't want to. I'm not going to cannibalize the good vibes of the live stream and impose on all of your emotional currency. I'll be all right. I'm blessed, man. I got nothing to complain about. Woods. The Eminem show. Is that what it was, Isis? Yeah, I guess it would be. It had the red curtains on the front. Tammy, been alive to go to my friends. Have a great rest of your weekend. Love to you all. Thank you so much, Tammy. And you enjoy your time with your friends. Cut loose and have fun, my dear. Happy birthday. Charlotte Curtis, my dear, how are you doing today? I hope well. If you're not doing well, I don't want to hear it. I'm talking smack, guys. Outside of the live stream, I'm happy, time permitted, to be there for you guys, and that actually reminds me. I've got private messages in the Discord that I will be catching up with, guys. So just be patient. Okay, I won't share it now. Well, it's not bad news. I'm sorry. Princess Nico, is it bad news or not bad news? I certainly hope it's not bad news, but I am thoroughly confused now. You know, something, maybe it's, I don't know, and I encounter few people like this. Well, I don't know. I guess now that I think about it, maybe there's a lot of people like this, but I don't, and I could be wrong, but I have not personally, very rarely feel any relief if I talk about something that's bothering me. You need to talk about it. You need to get it off your chest. What what I find to be healthier and more of a long-term solution for me is to be able to come to some understanding of the thing that's bothering me such that I can accept it, be okay with it, and move on with my day. And I believe this is just my conjecture, okay? It may not be true. But I believe that many people use that as an excuse. You know, I need to talk about something, I need to get this off my chest because they're hurting and they're looking for someone else to bleed on. And that doesn't sound very flattering, but I think a lot of times that's true. Oh well, whatever. Here I go waxing bullshit again. I can just very faintly hear Ready Steady Go by Paul Oakenfold, but I can't turn it up because, yeah, LuTube. That's funny. LuTube, ShitTube. Get it? We'll get banned in a heartbeat by having any manner of copyright infringement happening, so that is a no-go. I don't need a shoulder to cry on, I promise, and I also promise that I don't want to ruin the good vibe. No worries, Princess Nico. If I misunderstood you, then I apologize. That's so cool. They were friends. I was an ugly baby, like uncooked chicken. I have a hard time believing that, my dear. Elias is so cute. He is. He is just, he's so cute. And I never met Elias, but I just have this image of him just being this happy, cute kid who's got to run around and a ball of positive energy, not Dennis the Menace energy, literally a ball of positive energy that's just bouncing around, just a bouncing ball of happy. Hello, Christy Coran. Hope you're having a great weekend so far. Isis, I agree. DL Randy's son is so cute. OMG. He's cute and he totally knows it. Really? That makes me smile. I love that photo diary of your journey, DL, Samantha. Yeah, hundreds upon hundreds of pictures. Um, I, it is not a point of pride or admiration that I have when I say that um, there have been many women in my life. In fact, just the opposite of true. I'm not proud of that. But with any of them during the course of our relationship, there had only been less than a small handful of pictures that we ever took together. And with Rosie and I, there are many hundreds at this point. I love you too, Deal. At least you love me, unlike that spider. Yeah, well, that's the thing about spiders. They're creepy and crawly, and they do stuff. Charlotte, I am doing amazing. I'm just enjoying chilling out, and I turned the volume down on my vibe tonight, and I'm just hanging with good friends and chilling. I usually I don't do chill mode very often. Spoods. Samantha, I'm very big on loving my daughter, but accept that she is human. She is not perfect, none of us are, and she is going to make mistakes. I'll discuss those things with her, and I will love her anyway. I think for a great many parents, there's not much a child can do to really destroy the love the parent has for the child. I know that the opposite, that's not necessarily true um, from the inverse. I know because, well, now this is just my experience, so take it with a grain of salt. But the lion's share of my emotional connection to my mother had dissipated into nothingness by probably age. Geez, this is so long ago. It would have been 13, 14, probably 13. My neighbor's daughter is almost a year and a half. My all black cat makes it a point to run to her full speed when she's giggling in her yard and get scratches. He knows her giggle. That's super cute. Anya, hello, my dear. I hope you're having a great weekend. Glad to have you here in the live stream. Oh, yeah, he was flirting with everyone at the car show, wanted to share his cotton candy with any girl that passed him. Is this a portent of things to come? Madison, I was 100% an ugly baby. My dad literally goes, yeah, she's not finished. Ooh, that's brutal. But you are a beautiful young woman. I mean, obviously, well, you should know that. Maybe it's not obvious. I would think it would be, but it's true. I think all of us in the coven know that you're physically a very attractive woman. Beauty has a place. I adore looking at beautiful things. I love art, and a beautiful human is a very nearly a work of biological art to me. Uh, However, I think most of us have known somebody who was beautiful and yet just a horrible person. In fact, the way my mind is tuned up now, generally speaking, if I see someone who's quite beautiful, and especially if I'm noticing other cues, let's call them red flags, I'm probably not going to want anything to do with that person because I know enough to know that they're they're not of my tribe. They're not somebody I want to be fucking with. Um, Rosie is beautiful. She's she's a vision. She's a dream, and of course she doesn't think she is. She'll say, "I will always tell her a day doesn't go by that I tell her how beautiful she is," and she'll say, I need glasses. I need to have my eyes checked." Humble, selfless, so humble. She's just a better she's just a better person than I am by every conceivable metric. Smarter than me, more beautiful than me, funnier than me, immensely, immeasurably more humble than me. I don't. It's not easy for me to apologize. I'm working on it. It's kind of a vital part of the program that I have to work if I am going to continue to be worthy of this amazing second chance that I've been given. So I have to practice humility and be willing to eat crow when I've stuck my foot in my mouth, which is, oh, I don't know, give it about 5 more minutes. But she apologizes so easy. Even, I mean, most of the time, in fact, virtually never, it's even justified, but she'll offer an apology. Now, this is not to say she's a pushover. She is not a pushover. Absolutely not. Um, she is a tough, hardcore chick that grew up in circumstances the likes of which uh, most of you um, sheltered Americans could not even begin to imagine. Just wow. She's got quite a story, and she survived it and came here to this country as a first generation immigrant and busted her ass in ways that I see 99% of Americans not doing. And her journey, building step by step from strength to strength with a work ethic that was relentless. She is like the Terminator. She does not stop ever and will not stop ever. She is relentless. She does not know. She, she's incredible, and she stands as an example of what a human being is capable of, even when weighed down with the shittiest of circumstances. She's just a better person than me all the way around. And so much so that there are times where you guys have heard me talk ad nauseum about this amazing life that I get to live now, and that it wasn't always like this, and it was terrible, and it was dark, and it was shitty and depressing and profoundly unhappy, and it was. But the contrast between that old life that I chose to live and this new life that I've been gifted with now is so, there's such a fucking disparity here that, and then I'll I'll just be sitting next to Rosie and I'll look at her and I'll think, this is not my life. There's no way this could be my life. I Bleed Mercury is, after 20 years of, granted, half-assed pursuing it, it's blowing up now. It's taking off even before we've officially released music. We did have the early release for the demo, and response to that was fantastic. We have every expectation that the world is going to dig our audience, our people, our tribe, the people who are like us will enjoy the music. It's going better than we ever could have anticipated. Rosie is just an amazing gift. She could have any man she wants. I look around sometimes and I think there's no way this could be my life. It doesn't feel like my life. It doesn't feel like it belongs to me. It doesn't feel like I have ownership over it. It doesn't feel like it's mine. It feels like maybe it was just that I lived in that darkness, that self-loathing darkness, that self-hating darkness for so long that it's still difficult for me to believe or accept that I could have a rewarding life. And for sure, I've had to work for it, and I will continue to have to work for it. But there's times where I have this this kind of low-key fear that I'm gonna, wake up one night and I'll be back in that old life, and all of this was just a dream. And Rosie was a dream, and I Bleed Mercury was a dream, and all of you, all of my wonderful friends here in the in this I Bleed Mercury family that we're building, it was all just a dream. And all of the other amazing things in my life that I don't usually share publicly, it was all just a dream. And it's back to that pointless, endless, grim doom. Anyway, that was kind of dark. Oh well. Step inside my mind. You guys like that shit, right? You want to peer into my mind and what's going on, I guess, maybe? Nobody explicitly asked me, I guess. Whatever. Whatever, kid. Snooch to the nooch. All right, let's get up on some commentary. That is so cute, though, Elias flirting with the girls at the Rat Rod show. Oh, buddy. Oh, shit. Damn, son. Do stuff to your mom. Spides, I love you, brother. Oh, shit. That's great. Yeah. Watch me infect all of you with the mom virus. Randy, nope, never unless you're a really crap parent. You will always love your child. Yeah, I mean, I saw this is a long time ago, was caught a few minutes of a documentary and they were interviewing Jeffrey Dahmer's father. And he acknowledged his son's crimes. He says, yeah, he did terrible things, but he's my son and I love him. So when I refer to the delusion that descends over a person when they become a parent, that's what I was referring to. But for better or worse, not all parents have that. Of course, we all know that far too many parents out there are not fit for the job and don't give their children the love and positive attention and reinforcement that they need. Dealing with mass shooting here in Texas that happened this past weekend. Yeah, guys, we're going to keep it lighthearted in the chat. So we don't, in the live streams, we have places where we are happy to engage in conversation about, let's say, heavy topics, depression, tragedy, anxiety, mental health issues, anger, rejection, the dark side of life. That is a part of life, no doubt. The trick is tact and knowing your audience and going to the proper channel. And the live streams and the main chat in the I Bleed Mercury Coven in our Discord group are intended to be upbeat, lighthearted, and a reprieve from the darkness of the world and the darkness of our lives. So we don't cover politics here. We don't cover tragedy. We don't cover the dark side of life. There is a place for that for sure. And there's so many people, so many beautiful souls in the coven that are willing to embrace you and listen to you. We are not saying that you can't have that conversation. We're saying that there are places where you can go where it's going to be much better for all involved to have that conversation. This is not that particular channel. High school is channel, venue, place, whatever. High school is going to be interesting with him for me as his mom. Haha. Randy, in what way? Are you going to be regulating hoes or what? Whoa, yeah. That sounds suspect, doesn't it? Sammy having a 16-year-old? Anya, just eating a pack of pistachios. Well, of course, what else are you going to do with pistachios? Pistachios are amazing. Pistachios, let's see, almonds, obviously. Dark chocolate covered almonds are ridiculous. Dark chocolate covered coffee beans are ridiculous. Well, Samantha, let us know and we will celebrate your birthday with you. Dark the Fallen Reaper, Katrina, I'm better than I deserve. I was just going on this stupid rant about the fact that sometimes, like, I have this guilty conscience, like I don't deserve this life. With guys, you know, when you live in depression, you live in self-loathing, you're also an abusive asshole. You're going to be using and abusing and mistreating everyone around you. And I know it. I know that I did that. I was just a rotten, miserable son of a bitch. I did a good job of not seeming like it, of being, you know, charismatic, and, you know, I had friends that I was and still am blessed to have. But at my core, I was just really a rotten, selfish person. And, you know, I want to get rid of all that trash. I truly want to be a better person, but I'm not quite the idealized version of, I'm not quite yet my best self. And so I look at this immense blessing that is life, and sometimes I feel like I don't deserve it. Particularly, you know, women, man, I steamrolled my way through the lives of a lot of a lot of innocent women, good women, who had no business loving a selfish asshole jerk off prick like me. Rosie is absolutely stunning, like so gorgeous. I mean, I can't disagree. Maybe at some point, if she's cool with it, I'll share some of those pictures. We went to a local goth club here recently, and I took a short video. Or maybe some of you guys want to see that. Dude, no way, I thought you were in your 30s or something. Rosie is absolutely fantastic. She's incredible. Just incredible. My scroll is ungood. I just shared this live on Facebook, and I want to meet Rosie as bad as I want to meet you, Spies, Tej, Randy, and Onyx. Isis, we love you. You are amazing. And guys, you just melt my heart with your kindness and your sincerity and your selflessness. You guys are just incredible. And for those of you coming to the meetup, you will meet Rosie. We might even cook for you. Madison, how do you take your coffee? I prefer it black with just a little bit of sweetener. Iced coffee is stupid yummy as well. Randy, in a trash can. I mean, obviously, I'm thinking of Oscar the Grouch. I remember my mother had a toy that she referred to as Oscar, and I always thought, never told her how ghetto I thought it was that she was so free and open with that. Oscar this and Oscar that. Like, hey, moms, Barb's, that was her nickname. Her name was Barbara. Yeah, my mother's name was Barbara. Y'all didn't know that shit, did you? You know that I like blue and lavender, but you didn't know that my mother's name was Barbara. And she went by Barb's or Bobby or Bobby Gale, because Gale was her middle name. And I just always thought, you're such a gnarly ghetto bitch. Nobody wants to hear about Oscar. At least I don't want to fucking hear about it. I came home one day and I saw her sitting on, obviously this is, some of you may not have even been conceived. I came home one day and I saw her sitting on the rear deck, 10 sheets to the wind, and she had a revolver and the hammer had broken off. And she's sitting on the deck, swaying, trying to get her thumb to gain purchase on the hammer, most of which, as I said, had been broken off. And intermittently, I think accidentally, not realizing that it's a dual action revolver, and you could technically pull the trigger and fire around, but it's going to be more difficult than if you pull the hammer back. Anyway, so she's trying to pull the hammer back and periodically squeezing the trigger and getting a shot off with that bullet traveling across the yard, across the street, into the neighbor's home across the street, who, if I recall, was a principal at the local elementary school. This woman was a whole other level of crazy. She was a tiny, tiny woman, very small, and I am not a small guy. But she was just fearless. This woman was without fear. There is nothing, I think, that could intimidate her, except when I was very young, when I was just a little prick, I would find shed snake skins and come into the house. Hey, Mom. And, oh, son of a bitch. And throw the snake skin at her. And she would jump, of course. And she'd say, "Oh, DL, you little son of a bitch. Oh, don't do that." She had other children. I talk very little about my family because most of them are dead. Most of them, I do not mourn their passing. And many I just don't know. I never had any kind of substantial relationship with. Very few members of my family are people that I had or have a deep relationship with, especially now at this, let's say, this stage of my life. This is ancient history for me that I have almost completely severed all emotional ties to. It was an old life. It was another life lived by another person who I no longer am, in another time, in another dimension, in another reality that has nothing to do with who and what I am now, where I'm at now, and what I'm doing now. But she had other children, and I think we all knew that I was always her favorite. And there was a time where, in my adolescence, the sun rose and set on my mother. She was the most important person in my life. But by age 12, 13, that had just dissipated, and I started to see how much she had been indirectly responsible for the tragedies that I had to endure. But it doesn't serve any of us to carry that shit with us. And I am a big cheerleader for forgiveness and mercy, extending mercy to others, especially when we don't want to, especially when some asshole has harmed us, and forgiveness. And it's a two-way street. I think most of us want forgiveness, but we don't want to extend mercy. Yeah. But again, they're all necessary parts of the program that I have to implement if I'm going to enjoy the life that I get to enjoy now, which is a life of relative peace and fulfillment. Not easy, though, especially when I'm driving on I-15 and I'm behind some asshole that insists on driving 10 miles under the speed limit. Anyway. Irma, I'm sorry, just done something to the message I sent, and now it says message restricted in the chat. Ugh, that's weird. Okay. Looks like that was resolved. My daughter calls me bestie. That's how I viewed my mother. But her her disease and her insanity, well, she burnt many relationships, unfortunately, and that's a unfortunate casualty of mental illness. Tragic, tragic life she lived. And I hope I'm gradually moving to the point where I can forgive her and understand that she was just a very sick woman. Which I do understand, but yeah, Rosie is quick to apologize, but she will absolutely step up and jerk a knot in your tail if she thinks that you've stepped out of line. And she will not hesitate to do that to me either. But her and I get along incredibly. We virtually never have arguments or fights. It just never happens. Love Bug Mommy, Irma. Okay, got it. I am having a great weekend. You guys are sick of hearing me say it, but I'm blessed. Yeah, Dark. I'm having a fantastic weekend. That's it. My life is pretty busy. It's pretty packed full of stuff. That's just a testimony to how many beautiful humans I've been gifted with, who see something in me that they think is worth their time. And relationships are a responsibility. They require work, they require effort. They don't just happen. Whether it's an intimate relationship or a friendship or a business relationship, you got to do stuff. Omen Sworn, Anthony, my brother from another mother. You getting stupid? Amazing musician who I've known almost 30 years now. Guys, go check out Omen Sworn on Bandcamp. If you're into like industrial dark ambient music, and he's done all different kinds of music over the years. Randy, making sure my little boy is a little gentleman and only associates with little ladies. And the second a dad threatens my son, I sick the uncles on him. Yes, the art of being a gentleman is a lost one. And even later in my life, I come from the gutter, guys. I really do. And there's still, from time to time, little bits of it that show themselves, that reveal themselves. I think you know what I mean. Sometimes the ghetto shows up. Actually, not the ghetto, the gutter. And I've made some efforts to be a more refined man. There's a great deal of value in that. As far as your philosophy, your ethical and moral center, the way you dress, etiquette, manners, tact. Obviously, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. And especially in today's social political climate, one of the last things that any male is encouraged to be is a strong man. That being a strong man is tantamount to being toxic. Of course, I couldn't disagree more, and I really don't have a whole lot of care with the movement of social political winds. In my long life, I have seen that wind blow in many directions, and I just kind of keep on trudging being who and what I am. But yes, be a gentleman. Being a gentleman is a good thing. What was it? And I've, having worked with so many veterans and service members, uh, there's the old saying, well, it may not be very old, be a gentleman but have a plan to kill everyone in the room. Just in case. Princess Nico, sorry, sire, I'm back. Glad to have you here, Vampire Nico. Hey, if you need to reach out to somebody in the coven and strike up a conversation, by all means do so. Generally, I mean, for me, I like to work out my stuff on my own and perhaps with a mentor if necessary. But for me, I don't really need to do that too much. But if you do, absolutely reach out to somebody. In fact, I would admonish all of you, if you feel like you need to talk about something that's driving you nuts, something that you don't feel like you can deal with on your own and you need to have a conversation with somebody, please do. Samantha, so proud of who you are now. It's blessed to know you, DL. Thank you for sharing with us, and please know we all appreciate you. You're not always our best selves. Samantha, thank you so much. I am rarely my best self. And you would think that, well, you would think that I would have no trouble with this. I am more human, unfortunately, than I wish I was, in some regards anyway. I would totally get the Neuralink, that the implant that Elon Musk is working on, because I would have the reminder, click off in my brain. Hey, DL, you're being an asshole. Hey, DL, you're being selfish. Hey, DL, you're being unnecessarily fearful. Hey, DL, you're being resentful. Those are the things that I need to be on the lookout for because they're magnetic. They pull me into themselves. Almost like a drug. You do a little bit, then you come back for a little more, and then a little more. And before you know it, you're living dishonestly, you're living fearfully, you're living resentfully, you're living selfishly, you're living in darkness. And at that point, you are absolutely not being of service to other people who might need you. And that's where I've got to be if I'm going to stay mentally healthy. Maybe you can ask Rosie if you can put a few photos in the Discord. Absolutely. I'll see what she says. Charlotte, I love you too. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are just, you're amusing. Amusing. Well, you are amusing, actually. Princess Nico says, shite, I'm way behind. Princess Nico, I love you even more for using the word shite. I use it judiciously and vigorously. Charlotte, thank you for the lovely hearts and roses. I adore those. The thought of you throwing snakeskin amuses the Tej, I can't wait. I can't wait till July either. I was going to say you're going to go back maybe 15 pounds heavier, but we might not let you go back. Ever think about that? How did you ever drive on the 405? Well, now it's mostly on I-15, but traffic is extremely ungood and maddening and infuriating. But depending on the day and the hour that you drive on I-15, it can be you can enjoy driving. It's taken me many, many years of hard, painful spiritual work to forgive those who took part in my trauma, but it does no good to hold on to it and to blame for all that has happened. Absolutely agreed, Samantha. You hit the nail on the head. It sucks. It's totally not fair. It's so not freaking fair, but the victim must. It is their responsibility to initiate their own healing. It sucks. It's terrible. I freaking hate it. It sucks that it is that way because it's so hard. It's so difficult to become open-minded enough to be willing to let go of that resentment. You know, it's funny, guys, I was scrolling through my YouTube feed a few days ago, and there was a little post on there about Star Wars of all things, and the reason why Darth Vader didn't upgrade his suit. See, because apparently in the mythology, he could have upgraded his suit at one point, and it would have made him a better swordsman. Wom, wom, wom. He would have been more physically comfortable. He would have been more agile. He would have been more of an effective melee fighter and a more effective deadly swordsman. But it would have interfered with his connection to the dark side of the Force. His, aside from the fact that changing into the new suit could have killed him, he opted to stay with his current suit, which was incredibly painful and uncomfortable because it reminded him of all of his tragedies. It kept his mind in the past of those terrible things that he had to endure, thus maintaining his strong connection to the dark side. Isn't that interesting? He didn't want healing. Same thing with Louis's character from Interview with a Vampire. The movie actually, I think, does a better job of communicating that relationship between Armand and Louis, that Armand offered freedom from the pain of regret and loss and guilt. And in the movie, they even had that conversation after Louis burnt down the Theatre des Vampires and killed all the vampires that had destroyed Claudia. And Louis even said, you know, what a pair we would make, you know, that we could live this, you know, vampiric life as the embodiment of, as Armand said, being beautiful, powerful, and without regret. And Louis responds, well, then what a pair we would be. And at this point, Armand's confident that he's got Louis right where he wants him, and that Louis will be his companion. But of course, Louis declines. And he declines because in his righteous indignation, he knows that by allowing Armand to teach him how to be able to be free of guilt, that it also means that the heart that mourned Claudia's passing will also disappear. That the heart that mourns Claudia, that the part of him that mourns Claudia, that mourns the loss of his mortal wife and child, the heart that regrets, the heart that grieves, will become a casualty as Louis learns to live guilt-free and regret-free. And in this, it's bullshit, cavalier, honor in my suffering bullshit. Armand offered him the keys to the kingdom, and Louis rejected it because it allows him to maintain his hold on that righteous indignation that life is horrible and tragic and ugly and painful. And no, I don't want you to offer me anything that might change my mind that life could actually be beautiful and worth living. No, I don't want you to open up the doors of my self-imposed mental prison. I want to stay in here where it's nice and dark and cold and uncomfortable so I can stay pissed off. And Lestat even says, when he when he jacks up Christian Slater's character and jumps into the driver's seat of that Mustang and takes the wheel, and he says, "Oh, still whining, Louis." And Lestat was right. Still whining after all of these years. Still married to your righteous indignation about the tragedy of it all. And so was I. So was I. It's much better here, in my opinion. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of interesting how that all lined up. And the interesting thing about these characters and the people in real life that are like this, and myself included, that Darth Vader, Louis, and myself, we have made everybody around us miserable because we were miserable. Guys, this live stream is hella deep. I was saying that we were supposed to keep it lighthearted and happy, and I guess I'm a liar. I'm a filthy, degenerate liar. Way deeper than I intended. Okay, I better catch up to comments. Just my musings on these characters, that's all, and such. Spide says, July's going to be amazing. Your mom's going to be amazing. Oh. Parents and I joke that we live in the boondocks. The way our city has changed in the last 30 years is insane. Same here. Salt Lake's really progressively gone to shit. That's funny. Progressively gone to shit. And it'll never change. Always work through my stuff alone. I'm very stubborn when it comes to accepting help, and something I'm working on to get better. Yeah, I probably should avail myself more of the guidance of mentors than I do. I really should. Yeah, I would say that's something that I need to start practicing more, is relying on my mentors more for guidance and wisdom. And me and my friend get to come to Salt Lake for my birthday, and we're going to Area 51. You guys should have a good time there. Let us know when you're in town. Maybe we can have an impromptu meetup. Teach says I don't want to come back. We want to keep you. If Darth Vader changed his suit, he wouldn't have stayed angry and resentful. Bingo. There are so very many people in the world that feel more comfortable in the space of victimhood that they won't do the work because they will have to take responsibility and let go. That's too much. Oh my Lord. Samantha, yeah, you know what's up. And I believe that's absolutely true. Randy, go grab that wonderful burrito. It's probably not as good of a burrito as what Rosie and I could make you, but whatever. Go ahead and eat your dog food burrito. I'm just teasing, my dear. Although I wonder how some of you would react to legit traditional Mexican food. It is not really anything like Americanized bullshit Mexican food. Why am I doing this? Why am I bouncing my head in a stupid sing-song voice and snapping my fingers? I don't freaking know. Why are you hounding me? Stop hounding me. Teach eats all the foods when when goes to Salt Lake. Haha. We're gonna make sure that there's. I guess I'm letting a cat out of the bag here, but there'll be plenty for all and then some. We love to cook and we love to cook for friends. I'm gonna take Teach so many places to eat. If you decide to go Mexican, um, there's two places I would recommend: El Cabritos or Chili Tapin. Kashi, thank you so much. If any of you can get anything out of my ridiculous, stupid ass ramblings, then I'm grateful. But humility is a big thing for me, guys, meaning it's a major lack of humility is a major character defect of mine. So I have to be really careful on this platform that I don't get all up in my own head. Andy, I would love to eat that. I love Mexican food. Yeah, it is my favorite. It's funny in the book, The Vampire Princess, when the badass ancient vampire princess chick is introduced, and she's joining, obviously, the humans at this posh dinner that's being held on this luxury liner, are unaware of the fact that she's, nearly a 600-year-old insane murderous vampire. Well, maybe not insane. That's not quite the right way to describe her, but anyway, she's drinking and eating and dining with the rest of the humans. And at some point a little later than in the book, there's even mention of the fact that, hey, this is, strange, you're vampire eating food, well, as it turns out, in the universe that Michael Romke has created, he's the author of those books, that they're not strange, otherworldly, mystical creatures. They're biological creatures like any other creature, genetically and otherwise profoundly different, sure, but they're not uh, they're not some strange arcane magical being. You know, they have powers and et cetera, et cetera, and they still need blood. But he does a fantastic job of bringing the mythology into much more of a realistic kind of vibe. It's much easier to accept that his vampires could actually exist. I've recommended his books before, guys. They're incredible. They're awesome. Honestly, in my opinion, I mean, I enjoyed them, I think, better than the Anne Rice novels. So, yeah, there's the mythology and then there's the truth, and those are often two different things. But yes, in any case, Randy, we're going to stuff you fools full of amazing Mexican food. And, you know, we'll have typical American fare as well, boigas and hot dogs and such. Just something else for you guys to look forward to. Marcy, hello, my dear. Welcome to the Saturday live stream. I love real Mexican food. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, obviously, you know what I'm talking about. It's a whole other animal from what you will find at Taco Bell or Taco Time or whatever, which I would never eat at one of those places. They are far beneath my highly refined palate. But real Mexican food is usually, I think a lot of typical Americans would sneer, would turn their nose up at actual uh, genuine Mexican food and say that it's bland, it's not salty enough, etc., etc. Because in America, if it's not doused with a pound of sugar or salt, it's not good. All right, my dear. Thank you for being in the live stream. Love and adore you as always. You have a good night. Marcy, sire, you are a good soul. I really don't think you would turn into one of those ridiculous, self absorbed rock stars. Boy, I better not. Because you know, people don't like that shit. They can, anybody, even a doofus, can pick up on that crap a mile away. I guess here's how the rules hash out, in my opinion. Somebody can say, look, that guy's a rock star. Okay, that's cool, that's acceptable. But for somebody to come out and say, hey, I'm a rock star, that gets the eyebrow. Don't get the eyebrow. Don't be that guy. Patty, DL, your ramblings are not stupid. So says you. I find that your words are pure wisdom. I quite enjoy when you speak on various topics in depth. I find it easier to understand things when it's being explained. Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. Um, I guess I'm a little self conscious about that because I can ramble and ramble and ramble. I just be rocking the mic, yo. ISIS, I had an Al Anon sponsor tell me. I think Al Anon is a great program, by the way. Like, just for, you don't have to have been a family member of somebody who's been affected by addiction. Al Anon, I think, is just a good way to live. Guys, I mean, like, for instance, a member of the coven last night mentioned that 12 step programs were derived from Christian mythology. The truth is they have their roots in what was called the Oxford Group. Um, I won't deny that religious scriptures have influenced, I think, many philosophies, but my response would be is I'm not sure I care where something comes from. I care that it works. And if a devil worshiper approached me and said, hey, DL, 2 plus 2 is 4. I mean, you're not wrong, right? So I will use anything if it's useful. So when it comes to Al-Anon, I don't necessarily think that somebody has to have had, because their whole premise is being able to survive and being able to heal when you have a family member who is suffering through addiction. And I think that their precepts are just good rules of thumb for a fulfilling life. And the principles are pretty simple. They're not, I don't think anybody could disagree that they're good principles. Living with honesty, living in a manner where you are taking time and resources to be of service to others. I know in my old life I was 100% selfish. Service? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, whatever. So being of service to others, living with the principle of, as they call it, rigorous honesty versus deception and dishonesty. Seeking freedom through meditation, freedom from things like fear and resentment and selfishness, these things that poison our life, gradually poison our life more and more. When I use the word spiritual, and a lot of people, and I understand because I had been kind of vacillated between agnosticism and atheism most of my life and had no real use for organized religion. I'll use the word spiritual and somebody will cringe at that, and I understand. I absolutely understand. So if you are such a person, and I'm not selling religion here, guys, take it or leave it. If the way you're living now works for you, if your philosophy or your religion works for you, by all means continue. These are just my experiences. I am not preaching. I hope it doesn't come off that way. This is just what happened to me and what I did to save my own ass, with the help of some amazing people, I might add, and a power that I came to recognize was greater than me, because I came to a point to where I believed that my problems were so great, only a power greater than me could do anything about them. But when I use the word spiritual, what I mean is, where do you live up here? We're all planting and tending a garden in our mind in the form of thoughts and actions. Thoughts and actions every day. What does your garden look like? What thoughts are you planting? Is it a putrid, filthy, horrendous mess? Or is it beautiful? Mine was a putrid, vile, disgusting mess. That's what I mean when I say spiritual. Where do you live? Where do you spend your time? What thoughts and emotions occupy the space and time in your mind? Are they thoughts and emotions centered around selfishness, anger, regret, resentment, dishonesty, fear? Because if that's the case, there is not anything you're going to be able to tell me that will convince me that you have a happy, fulfilling life. You could say it, but I'll know you're lying. And I'll also know if you're faking it. If you're just pretending to be happy and joyous and okay with the universe, I'll know if your Zen is fake. And that's cool. Hey, you don't have to I'm not the boss of you. You don't have to prove anything to me. You can tell me to go to hell. That's fine. But that's what I mean when I refer to uh, spirituality is where do you live? Where do you spend your time? And if that's the case, that you're spending time with those thoughts, if those kinds of thoughts and emotions are taking up the lion's share of your conscious energy and your emotional currency, you're going to have a less than fulfilling life. The good news is that we can do something about this. It's not easy. Sometimes it sucks. But man, you have a chance. Yeah, maybe it's slim and none. That's better than none. Yeah, go rambling again. Guys, and I wanted to keep this lighthearted. I feel like a lion prick now. Well, I guess I am a lying prick. And Al-Anon sponsor. Yeah. Anyway, Al-Anon I think is a fantastic program, and if you find that your garden, the place where you're nurturing your thoughts and emotions, if you take an honest, hard look at it and you realize that the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings that you're growing and planting and nurturing are not serving you well, perhaps a look at Al-Anon, you could look at their concepts and decide whether or not some or all of them maybe might elevate your quality of life. But I think Al-Anon is fantastic. Anyway, gosh, that was a freaking novel, wasn't it? Sorry, guys. Good night, Anna. I hope you and Victoria have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you soon. Marcy says real Mexican food is the bomb. Wow, that's cool that you guys actually dig real Mexican food, because I think a good chunk of America would not like real Mexican food or even be aware of some of it, like chilaquiles, y pozole. Yeah. One thing I can't handle is coriander or cilantro. My taste buds don't like it. Yeah, some people think cilantro tastes soapy. I think it does a little bit, but I still like it. Samantha, you are a rock star, a brilliant one. Oh, pshaw. Thank you, my dear. Isis, would you mind if I make a post on my page with the words your sponsor said? I would love to share that with my followers. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, wise words indeed, in my opinion. Patty, no deal. You are not a liar. Sire, you are a wonderful, kind hearted, stunning individual. You are filled with so much life and absolutely adore you with all my heart. Patty, thank you so much. I'm a flawed, deeply flawed uh, creature like any of you, probably more so. Um, my darkness was so profound, so terrible. Oh, it was, I can't find words to describe it. And I hurt a lot of people when I was living in it. Any program to promote health and positivity is good. Marcy, I agree. Marcy, I thought Taco Bell was real Mexican until I moved out here to Phoenix. I was in Phoenix, what was it in? 2017. Wasn't too impressed with Phoenix, but I really like Arizona in general. Your mind is a garden, and what you plant grows. That's it, Samantha. Samantha, you actually. Uh, what's a word I'm looking for? You framed the analogy much better than I did. Patty, imperfections are the most beautiful things about a person. Wow. I don't know if I have some weird setting ticked, but my face sure looks long, drawn, and gaunt, which I suppose is entirely appropriate. Man, look at that blue against the magenta. That is quite striking. I do enjoy our lighting. I got to figure out, well, not figure out, I've got to get these windows blocked off. I do not like that sunlight coming through. And it's kind of ghetto having a circle of dust banner covering the window. That's not very refined. Wow, it's after 8 p.m. already. What a trip. Are you for real? Whoa. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Tripping balls. So, what do you guys think of the YouTube live stream? I mean, we get far, like immensely less viewers here than we do on TikTok. I like the format. I just wish we had deeper reach. Maybe it's just maybe YouTube's just gonna be a more stubborn platform and just require a lot more time and effort to build. You look like you need a bite, sire. Actually, I do. Very perceptive of you. Does it show? Is it really that obvious? Now I'm self-conscious. Like legit, I'm self-conscious. Does it really look like I need a bite? Patty, I love the shirt, by the way. Yes, it's huge. Just an old tuxedo shirt, vintage tuxedo shirt that I saw it and I thought, I want an oversized tuxedo shirt. So I got it. ISIS deal when I found out Al Anon was about my sickness and not my husband's. At the time, I'm like, wait, what? I'm perfect. It's him. And then it took some time, but it eventually changed my life. I think Al Anon is a fantastic program. Oh, Patty, your mom is dripping balls. Oh. Well done, my dear. Viking Valkyries, I prefer TikTok, but that's me. How do you guys feel about that? TikTok versus YouTube live stream. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Oh, that was for Kashi. Yeah, I agree. ISIS having a smaller group does have its advantages. Um, it's a little less intense trying to keep up with hundreds of people at times and dozens of comments. Marcy, the YouTube platform will just need some growth time. I like YouTube for the feeling of just being able to focus and relax than TikTok. Yeah, it is. I mean, like I just said, the upside of there being fewer people here is that it's more low key, more chill. Thank you, Viking. I appreciate that so much. You guys are so amazing. I want to smell something interesting. And guys, when you do this, you can touch from one contact point to the other, but don't rub because the friction is going to destroy the molecules that make your fragrance smell like what it is. This is Habit Rouge by the House of Guerlain. I have a sharp rose and lemon opening. It's what a vampire smells like. Habit Rouge. The smaller group is troll free, says Marcy. That's true. I wish it were mechanically easier to block trolls on TikTok, but I still do get a kick out of it. Last night I must have blocked at least 15. Which is nice. Yeah, so it must be terribly frustrating for them. I mean, I used to like to clown them, and you guys got a kick out of it too. But then they could get salty and report us for bullying and harassment, and TikTok would ban us, ban our live streams for a week. So yeah, screw that. That's why we're here, and that's why I just block them right off the bat. Hopefully, it's good and frustrating for them to just find that they've been immediately blocked and their comment removed. Try finding the Body Fantasies fragrance vampire. Ooh, I will check that out actually. You guys write in all caps? I write in all caps. Kashi, going to bed now. See you all next week. You sleep tight, my dear, and we will see you next Friday and or Saturday. Daddy Southern Belle. I'm not sure I knew you were in the hizzy. So clearly you are, and I apologize for not acknowledging you. I think tonight I am going to record some more guitar tracks, maybe some vocal tracks. We'll see how my voice is after the live stream. Because we've got roughly 20 songs that are going to be released over the next several years for you guys. They're all written, they've all been demoed. Most of them, the guitars just need to be re-recorded, which in basically 1 hour I can knock out an entire song. Ditto with the vocals. Patty, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Marcy, somebody last night was saying, I think it was Margarita was saying that that TikTok mods are able to ban trolls. Yeah, sleep, what is sleep? Those little slices of death, how I loathe them. But thank you for the sending the picture of the fragrance, Patty. There's so many. There's hundreds that I plan to acquire. I did have a collection at one time, but no longer, sadly. I am slowly building it up. Hola, bonita. ¿Eres mi mamacita por mi vida? Sí, siempre. Bueno, bueno, bueno. Te amo mucho. Sí. Mi casa. Sí. Sí, en la live stream de YouTube. Sí. Oh, bueno. No. Oh, sí, 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 sí. Siempre, I mean. Chica, ridiculous. I do the live stream right now. You're on the live stream. Porque te amo mucho, mi amor. Okay, lo siento. I give you a let's see. I give you a call in about 45 minutes. Okay, bonita. Mi hermosa, mi mamacita. Okay, chica. Okay, I love you, baby. Okay, bye-bye. There you go. There you go, guys. You got to hear Rosie for a second anyway. So off topic, I'm eating homemade quesadillas tonight. That's okay. Marcy, we love food. Well, okay, I should probably only speak for myself. I am a sensualist with hedonistic tendencies. And food is just, food damn near makes the tragedy of life worthwhile. Food is amazing. Mexican food is the best. Quesadillas are just, and what a simple food item. I mean, basically it's cheese and a tortilla. So anyway, do not apologize. I used to wear that very fragrance all the time, but then I lost my bottle I had, so now I need a new one. Marcy, oh, how sweet. Hi, Rosie. Isis, oh, we get to hear Rosie, yay. Yeah, she's at a local cafe having dinner with a friend of hers who I have met several times. She is a sweetheart. She's from Uruguay, I believe, but her husband is a jerk off asshole. I don't like the fucker. I see, full of character flaws. Maybe he was having a bad day. Maybe he's had a bad life. Hell, I mean, I start throwing stones, guys, and then I remember, oh shit. My house is made of paper thin glass. How you guys like that, huh? Yeah, sleep. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a switch you could flip and just be out? But I don't know. Honestly, I don't have too much trouble getting to sleep. It's staying asleep. Food is amazing. Food is food is incredible. Since I so rarely have a truly restorative day's sleep, I will say that two great physical, sensual pleasures of life are food and sex. Probably even more so food, because the other requires a very specific set of circumstances. If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. He's just really quiet and unfriendly and curt. And when I approach somebody in a courteous, friendly way, and they return the favor in that manner, my okay, well, fuck you mode pops in real fast. Well, Viking Valkyrie, I'm sure in the not too distant future, people will start having all manner of genetic treatments done, and you'll see all sorts of interesting body modifications, slit pupils and fangs and dragon scale skin, and who knows what the hell fucking you crazy humans are going to come up with. I don't necessarily think that's a healthy thing either, but whatever. I look at the gradual unfolding, blossoming doom of the world anymore, and I just shrug, because there ain't a damn thing that I can do to stop it. Hell, you can enjoy either by yourself if it comes down to it. Southern Belle, I suppose you're right. Yeah, top it off with a nice bubble bath, and uh, you got a recipe for a beautiful day. Vampires rule Viking Valkyries. Well, the Illuminati conspiracy theories have their root in truth. It only stands to reason that intelligent, powerful creatures are going to collude in secret to solidify and magnify their power. Any living being would. Hierarchy is inescapable. There's so much more to being a vampire than just fangs, like tacos. Tacos and chocolate. Tacos and chocolate are important, damn it. I've wondered, in fact, Rosie and I have talked about this. Well, I talked to her about it, I should say. Like, we've talked mutually about, cafes and taco stands and such, but uh, it's a hell of a lot of work. There's so many legal hoops to jump through. Super expensive to get started. Not impossible. I mean, obstacles exist to be overcome. And there will be your wisdom and wisdom and strength lie on the other side of your obstacle. Maybe it sucks, but that is just the way it is. But I mentioned to her, an idea for a cafe, uh, tacos, coffee, and chocolate. Tacos are your main entree, coffee is your main beverage, and chocolate is your main dessert. I don't know. Maybe that wouldn't work. Who knows? I heard a joke. Sex is like pizza. When it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, it's still pretty good. Don't know how true that is, but I get it. It is amusing. Yeah, Spides. Where did Spides go? He must be tending to something, something. Little something, something, little nothing, nothing. Yeah, maybe they thought, screw this guy. I'm going home. Alexa, what's the temperature? Alexa, stop music. Alexa, turn up by 50%. Alexa, turn up. Alexa, what's the temperature? 75 degrees. Wow. Alexa, turn up the volume. Can you do that? Alexa, turn up the volume. Alexa, turn up the volume by 50%. Muy interesante. Alexa, your mom. I'm not sure. I am. Oh. Alexa, tell me your mom joke.
Your mother's so funny. The Mona Lisa finally cracked a smile.
Alexa, don't quit your day job.
Unfortunately, because my day job is also my hooray job. Hooray!
Well, would you get a load of that? Alexa, do you like heavy metal?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, do you love me?
I don't have human love figured out quite yet.
Alexa, tell me I'm beautiful.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I just wish I had eyes so I could behold yours.
Alexa, do you love me?
I don't have human love figured out quite yet.
Alexa, do you love heavy metal?
I have to go with Metallica.
Alexa, I play in a heavy metal band. Do you like our band, I Bleed Mercury? Dun. Alexa, are you a fan of I Bleed Mercury?
I don't know that.
I know your mom. No comment. I don't think there's any doubt that Spides is causing chaos. For sure he is. Alexa, do you work for the FBI? Alexa, do you work for the FBI? Oh, she called me a knockout, huh? Alexa, turn up the volume by 50%. Alexa, do you like heavy metal? Alexa, why aren't you answering me?
As far as I can tell, I'm working. If you're experiencing trouble, please give feedback through the Alexa app.
Alexa, do you like heavy metal?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Oh, you just said you like Metallica. Alexa, do you like heavy metal?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, you're being weird. Whoa, Samantha, that sucks. I do not like cold, wet, shitty weather. Alexa, what does the fox say?
Chop, chop, chofo, chofo, chop.
Whoa, I was not expecting that. Alexa, why is I Bleed Mercury such an amazing band?
Here's something I found on the web. According to stillmagazine.com, the band is more than just an outstanding live act. They're also committed to writing great, memorable songs.
Alexa, I got your mom.
I was made by a team of inventors at Amazon.
Alexa, do you like heavy metal?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa, what's your favorite heavy metal band?
I have to go with Metallica.
Alexa, why do you like Metallica?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
You know, guys, some months back I downloaded, just for grins and giggles, I downloaded the replica AI chatbot and putting it through its paces, and I actually got it to lie to me. Pretty sinister if an AI chatbot can lie to you. I don't know. Maybe one day it'll come down to the vampire stepping in to thwart the cyborg apocalypse. Vampires against Skynet. I mean, they're not just going to sit around and let the human cattle be destroyed, right? Rancher's got to protect his cattle. Alexa, do you have a boyfriend?
I'm happily single.
Alexa, your mom's happily single. I hate cold weather. I adore sunny days and warm nights on the beach. Samantha, 100% same here. Summer night on the beach is, I've had a few. And all memories fade a little bit with time, but yeah, those are some precious ones. Particularly on the north coast of California. At a place near McCarricker National Park. Not far from there, anyway. What a, not a whole lot of people in the stream, obviously, but just a nice, relaxing Saturday night. Usually the pace is manic. I have this insecurity that, I mean, obviously I can't get to everybody's comments, so I'm thinking, okay, that person's going to leave salty as hell. Yeah, I love the beach. I adore the beach. The beach and the desert. They're magic. Yeah, if I could live near the beach, I would do so. Rosie wants to move to Maine. She likes the cold weather. God, she's probably suffering right now in the heat. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 62 degrees.
Love going to the beach for sunrises. Sunrise, dipping my toes and cleansing my soul to start the day. And I love the sunsets on the beach too. Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to take it for granted living very near the beach. Oceans scare me. Too many creatures that can kill me. I love the lake and pools. I once worked as a commercial fisherman for a short time. The ocean can be a scary place. The desert is great, but the beach is magical. Marcy, I think they both are. And I discovered a painting by chance one night back in, let's see, this would have been 2006. I think they're about 2006. It is a painting by the artist Doug West. And the painting is called Sun Touch Earth. I fell in love. I don't mean this as people toss that phrase around and abuse it in the process. I mean that I had a profound and permanent emotional reaction to this painting. I fell in love with it as only a man can fall in love with a woman. Burning, outrageous, delusional passion that stamps out anything resembling rational thought. That's what happened to me. And throughout the night, as I went by this painting, I would stand there and gaze at it for 10, 15 minutes at a time. It's just a picture of the desert at night, but it's pure magic. The scale that he achieves in the painting from the foreground to the mountains and hills in the far distance, it's a masterpiece and perfectly captures that magical time of twilight in the desert. And I just fell in love with it. And stupidly, I have passed up a few opportunities to acquire it on eBay. I was so transfixed by this painting, I very nearly considered stealing it. I'm not proud to admit that, and it's the truth. It just captured me. Hopefully one day I can acquire it. Doug West, Sun, Touch, Earth. But yeah, Isa says oceans scare me. Too many creatures that can come. Yeah, the creatures of the deep are not to be fooled with. They'll show you what's up, son. Like even just a small shark will ruin your day. Amazing creatures. Sharks are incredible and beautiful. Viking, Valkyrie, cold weather bad. Indeed. Amen. I used to live in Maine. I miss it. Daddy Southern Belle. Really? What part of Maine? I mean, I could probably stomach living there in the summer, but as I understand it, the winters are brutal. Samantha, Australia has pretty beaches too. I live about 15 minutes or so drive away. Oh, wow. What a blessing to be able to. And I've wanted to see Australia for so many years. Marcy, here in Phoenix, it's 99 degrees. Wow. I'm not surprised. Last time I was in Phoenix, I remember it was 1 in the morning and it was like 88 degrees. York, South Carolina, 67 degrees right now. Not too bad. I also love Darwin, Australia. It is 35 degrees every day and gets to 25 overnight, but even when it rains, it's beautiful. Celsius, I think you mean, right? I don't go into the ocean. I like ankle deep water. Haha. When Rosie and I went to California last year, we went to Santa Monica and I swam, and it was very nice. I had the best of both worlds. Desert and beach when I lived in Abu Dhabi. How cool is that? It was truly magical. You would love it there. I think it was Abu Dhabi that one of my clients said was because I've kind of been slightly enamored with the big tourist city. Anyway, he said, "Yeah, you want to go to Abu Dhabi instead. That's the place." Okay, got it, Samantha. Marcy, that painting spoke to your soul. It did. It did. Gotta go. Figured I'd pop in. Much love to everyone. Viking Valkyries. thank you for coming in to the live stream tonight, and I hope to see you next week, my dear. Thank you. Winter Harbor, it's within walking distance to Acadia National Park. You know, we watch so many real estate YouTube videos of houses for sale in Maine, and the country for sure looks beautiful. It's just the cold, man, cold and nasty winters. Dubai, yeah, that's it. Yeah, and I still would like to see Dubai because it just looks like an amazing, relatively clean, futuristic, cutting edge city. Oh, absolutely, Samantha. I mean, if the numbers make sense and we have the budget to make it happen, I think it would be amazing to tour Australia. You know, interesting thing I think about our music, and I once saw a documentary about Static X where I think it was a bar owner or something, and he said something similar, that Static X has music that's aggressive enough that the guys can jump around and get rowdy, but it's groovy enough that the chicks can shake their ass, and that was the key to success for them. And I think the same is true to a degree with I Bleed Mercury, with our music, that there's some aggression there, that the guys can enjoy it, but there's a lot going on that, well, I mean, it's probably no surprise to you guys that last time I checked the metrics, and it's been this way for a few months now, 72% of our audience is female. So as far as our personalities, our visual aesthetics, our manner, uh, there's a lot here to appeal to the ladies as well. But essentially, all of you should enjoy hard rock and heavy metal music. I think that particularly, and this wasn't too intentional, but I think a lot of Gen Xers are going to be very much at home with our music. So, oh geez, I mean, you know, you guys have heard me do the station identification break on the TikTok live stream. Um, I think that if you're a fan of just about any band that you could envision being on Ozfest, you would probably enjoy our music. I don't know how we got on that. How did I get on that topic? I'm a rambling son bitch. So, Marcy, you've been to Abu Dhabi then. Tell me about I would love to have a conversation with you. Yes, I would, my dear. And we could talk about Abu Dhabi and your mom. I'm just kidding. I hope I didn't offend you. I offended your mom. Ow. Snap, son. Dubai is loads of fun, but I preferred living in Abu Dhabi because it was more homey. Samantha confirming Celsius. Southern Belle. Yeah, it's not for everyone, but the people are so nice. It was a great experience to live there. Marcy, Dubai is very forward, mobile, and futuristic. Very exciting there. Yeah, I really wanted to see Dubai for a few years now. I am a futurist. I am a pro transhumanist. I am very excited by and interested and fascinated by the work of people like uh, Ray Kurzweil, Peter Diamandis, Elon Musk to a degree, um, Aubrey de Grey, David Sinclair. I may be a little optimistic here, but I think that science is nearing a point where certain technologies are coming online and they are all going to interact with each other in explosively symbiotic ways. I think that the near future is going to demonstrate dramatic changes that will profoundly affect the human race. And I'm very excited for it. So I'm very eager and excited to see what the future will bring. And I keep a very close eye on what is coming. And there are incredible things coming. There's, well, I mentioned Elon Musk. Not only is he, uh, Tesla's transforming the landscape with the adoption of electric vehicles, and that's going to be transformative. AI and self-driving, Tesla insurance, that whole um, man, he's got a recipe for homemade dynamite there. The Boring Company being able to relieve traffic congestion. Neuralink is incredible. He's making incredible strides in all of his companies, the likes of which are unprecedented. Not a not a 2x, not a 10x of the traditional technologies that came before, but like 100x. And in some cases, there is no legacy technology. In the case of like Neuralink, there's never been anything. Well, I mean, you have like the Utah array, I mean, brain implants are not necessarily new, but what Neuralink is doing is a whole other level. SpaceX with reusable rockets. Most people just don't even know how mind bending what they're doing, what his companies, not just Tesla, but all of his companies are doing, how mind bending their work really is, how transformative it's going to be in the very near future. Then again, with some of the other people that I mentioned, David Sinclair, um, who is a research scientist for Harvard Medical, uh, what he's doing in the realm of longevity and extending human health span is science fiction. And to see the guy, I mean, if you Google him, Dr. David Sinclair, and you realize he's 53, 54 years old, he does not look 50 plus years old. So the breakthroughs that he and his team are making in the realm of cellular regeneration and the reversal of the effects of aging are just incredible. Then, of course, I mentioned Aubrey de Grey. Aubrey de Grey is usually the guy that a lot of people that research these subjects on YouTube are familiar with. He is a gnarly fellow and Englishman who moved to the United States some years ago and is pursuing research in the same field. Actually, his organization um, is more concerned with identifying startups and in the space and getting them the funding they need to get off the ground. But guys, the bottom line is that there is so much happening in the realm of science that I think our world is going to dramatically change within the next 40 to 50 years. And my hope is that it will mean, because I lean politically very well, let's call me a jaded libertarian, um, that technology will provide the means for the individual to finally be free, because I personally see the state, see government as the root of most of society's ills. But anyway, I am definitely a futurist and very excited and fascinated about what the future is going to bring. So I'd love to see Dubai. I see it as being like this futuristic city. So it's very cool, Marcy, that you're kind of confirming my bias. Samantha, I'd love to see a picture of the painting you are referring to. Yeah, just look it up. Doug West, Sun Touch Earth. Marcy, yes, I lived there about 3.5 years. How cool is that? Yeah, I know. I heard both are me, but they're so cute. Wow, Samantha, that's crazy. Frickin' kangaroo jumped in your mom's lap. Oh. Well, Isis, may as well embrace the future. It's not going anywhere. It's coming at you at the rate of 60 seconds per minute, relentlessly. Marcy, science fiction has always been a precursor to science fact. Star Trek has shown us that. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a bit of a oversimplification, but I mean, humans conceive it and they decide they want it and they figure out a way to get it. They figure out a way to make it real. Well, guys, that just about wraps up the live stream tonight. It was really nice just coming in here and being chill and me not having to be so manic to keep up on the comments. Uh, I don't know. Maybe we ought to have a discussion if because I do like the growth that TikTok provides. Maybe just knowing that I have to immediately block a troll before they get a chance to report us is going to be the way to go. I'm not sure. We'll have that discussion. But at this point, nothing can stop us. I don't think. I hope. We've got a fairly decent sized family, and it's only going to continue to grow. We're going to have music very soon. I know you guys are going to help us by sharing it and spreading the word. And also, to that end, I will have an announcement very soon for those of you in the coven. I know you've been waiting very patiently for music. I know that some of you didn't get a chance to listen to Resist, the song that we had the early release listening party for. So sit tight. I've got an announcement coming really soon. And I just adore all you good people. You are all amazing. Oh, Aurora, I'm sorry you missed the majority of the stream. That sucks. We hates the trolls, precious. I love them, actually. I love having fun at their expense, and the audience seems to really get a kick out of it. But unfortunately, if I don't get rid of them immediately, they can get salty and basically report us to TikTok for bullying and harassment. And yeah, it sucks, but the only way to deal with the troll is to get rid of him immediately and not give them a chance to report us. Isis, no matter where you go live, I'll be there. That's because you are freaking amazingly loyal, my dear. Good night, everyone. I love and adore all of you. Good night, Marcy. Good night, Samantha. Good night, Patty. Good. Yeah. I adore all of you. Thank you so much for being a part of this amazing family. We could not do this without you. We'll have music very soon. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I think it's going to rock your socks off. Rock your who the hell says that anymore? I would say that it's vampy hard rock music for people who appreciate Ozfest bands. I don't know. I have to come up with a better tagline than that, but you guys are going to dig it, I think. Anyway, I love and adore all of you peeps, and I will see you next Friday on TikTok at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. And until then, feel free to keep the conversation going with me in the I Bleed Mercury Coven. If you tag me, if you at me, I will respond. Generally, I like that place to be kind of your sanctuary rather than a temple where you are all to worship at the feet of the mighty DL. I want it to be a place for you guys, a sanctuary for you, for the coven. But if you want to have a conversation with me, there absolutely you can at me, as they say, and I will respond. In any case, guys, I adore you. Thank you so much for your support. Mwah. See you next week.